it's the end of the week, for me at least, in New Zealand, and we are doing a writing class, so you can practice your writing, improve a little bit before the weekend, and test out all of those things that you wanted to practice after you've learnt them all this week in your great week full of English learning. If you're new to Verbling, or if you're watching this somewhere and you don't know what's going on, check out verbling.com, or check out my teacher page, which is in the chat box. It's where you can find out more about what's going on here with the language learning lessons that we're having online. We're not going to talk too much today because it's a writing class. So I'm just going to say a quick hello. Who do we have? First of all, we have Anna. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, here, Amy.
Awesome. It's good to see you. I love reading and writing. And also to Feriat. Hello again. Are you there? Maybe not. Maybe still figuring it all out. Okay, we'll hopefully talk to you in a second, Feriat. We're going to get going as soon as possible. Oh, we've got Rushar as well. Welcome you, Rushar.
Thank you, Amy.
All right, so guys, what I'm going to do is just share the topic with you. Today, our topic is writing about something. If you could change one thing permanently, successfully change it so that forever afterwards it was good, it always worked out, or whatever about the world, what would you change? So think about it for a few moments. I'm going to upload the file if I can get this to work, because it seems to be playing up a bit today. And then we're going to spend basically the first half of the class writing, and the second half of the class reading first of all, and then correcting any mistakes that you've made, so that you can just improve your writing a little bit in the lesson. So just bear with me for a second. I'm going to upload the file and share the link with you. Uploading. Excellent. Okay, so if you've never been to a writing class before, or at least a writing class with me before, usually what we do is we type straight into the document. I will give you the link so that you can access the document, which is coming up in a second. And I'm going to give you about 20 minutes, or maybe even slightly more, because we don't have too many people here today so far. And then about halfway through, maybe just before, that's when we'll read and correct each other's work. So you've got plenty of time just to have a little think about the topic. I encourage you to try and push yourself a little bit. Try and go for using some stuff that you're not really sure about, because you can get my feedback on it at the end. This is the topic. If I could permanently change something about the world, one thing, what would it be and why? So, does everybody understand what to do?
Something you write the paragraph, I think, about something about changing word.
Exactly right. Yep, that's correct. And if you just click on the link, Feriat, in the...
Yeah, I open it, yeah. I open the text. Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Then off you go. You can see Anna's already started. She's just typed her name.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I don't have access to the link. I don't know how I can access the link.
Ah, have you?
Yeah.
What? Are you using a laptop, Rushar, or a phone?
No, I'm using iPad, because when I try to use my laptop, the camera automatically is on. So.
Ah, okay, fair enough. No worries. So, okay, the easiest thing for you to do in that case is probably just to write your text somewhere else. Write it in a note or another program. And then you can just, if you can access the messaging feature of Verbling, you can send your text to me in the message. Do you know how to do that?
Maybe I can just type in the message box.
Yeah, you can paste it into the chat box if you can see that. Yep, absolutely.
So, for example, I'm now typing in the...
Yeah, just write hello or something.
Yeah, I just typed oops, sorry. Yeah, I actually have problem I never see the link when I have class, so I don't know where the link appears.
Ah, okay. Hold on a second. I can't see your message. Which chat box are you using?
It's the Hangout.
Yeah, so can you see that? Hello, Rusha, that I just typed?
What?
Can you see the message I just typed into the chat box which says,
Yeah.
Hello, Rusha? Yeah?
Oh, no. Let me see.
No?
No, I didn't see.
Okay, hold on. Let me try something else. Okay, I'm going to type Ni hao. Can you see that?
No, I didn't see any messages. I just saw I joined this Hangout. Natasha joined this Hangout. Jean joined this Hangout. Yeah.
What you need
Yeah.
to do, Rusha, is just to look for I'm not sure how it works on my iPad exactly, but there should be some icons on the left of the screen.
Uh-huh.
And one of them is, well, two of them are chats. You can choose either. There's like a Google chat that's a blue box with white lines, it looks like. Can you see any icons?
No, I was just in the application of Hangout.
Okay. In that case, can you open a window on your internet, like on Safari or whatever internet you have,
Yeah,
and just
Safari.
go to the verb link, go to the verb
Yeah, I
link.
went there.
Yeah,
I went there.
and can you find me as a teacher? Can you go to
Yeah.
tutors or teachers and just search for Amy? And once you've got to my teacher page, you should be able to send me a message, and you can give me your writing through there.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll put it on the screen for you so that we can all see it. Okay?
Okay, thanks. Thank you so
All
much.
right. No
Okay.
worries. Okay, I'm going to be quiet, guys. I'm actually going to pop downstairs for a second to get a drink because I've got a really sore throat. So just bear with me for 2 minutes, and then I'll be back. And feel free to ask me any questions if you get stuck. I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. about 5 or just over 5 more minutes, everybody, just so think about coming to an end and leaving time to check. A few more minutes, guys. Okay, Anna, ready and on standby. I like your message. Would you like to start us off? And
Yes.
sorry, just a message to Feriette and Rusha. You can carry on writing for a few more minutes, guys. Anna's going to start speaking, so let's go.
Okay. If I could change it permanently, hold on. If I could change it permanently,
Mm-hmm.
one thing about the world, I would change the discovery of the money. Since the people discovered it, mankind became greedy and the almighty dollar started moving the world forward. People started craving for consumption, and we've been destroying everything surrounded everything. I thought of changing the development of the primates, since we are guilty for having some problems like global warming and so forth. But I would never change it, not this part, because we are so blessed for being intelligent, for thinking, for being able to write, to read, and so on. Speaking about writing, I love it. I love the fantasy that a pen and a piece of paper allow us to build. uh, Wonderful and magical worlds, places and creatures that just exist in our imagination, but they become true because of the power that writing has. I am a die-hard fan of Harry Potter. I like it a lot, and since my dear and lovely teacher Amy allowed me to change two things, I would give us magical powers.
Woohoo!
I want to be a witch like a Hermione, and I want to fly in a flying broom. I want a Hogwarts. Imagine how great it would be having a world without money, without greed, and a green world where people would be able to do magic. It would be so awesome. I would be really studious like Hermione, and I would know as a type all magic tricks possible. Imagine a world where everyone was equal and able to do magic. Of course, I would change more things. Sorry, Jeremy, I have to change more because it just came to my mind that having the power to do magic could be dangerous in wrong hands. Uh, so, where I so I would make everyone good. I wish I could live in a green, magical, and beautiful world without hate, without wars, without danger. All animals in balance, all people holding hands and having fun. I know I am childish, but as I mentioned before, I am writing, and since it is a say is mine, everything is possible, even my magical and perfect world. I was a Hogwarts, but without the dangers that are there. No Dementors, no Voldemort. Just the nice things and, of course, the nature well preserved. No global warmings, no wars, no bias, no prejudice, no discriminations, no preferences, no unfair rules, no misunderstandings, no assumptions. A world full of love, magic, forgiveness, of fantasy. I have to use something from the previous class. A perfect world. It's possible, at least in my essay. Thanks, Yemi.
Anna, you make me laugh. Okay, lovely writing, but you broke the rules horribly and you changed millions of things, but it's okay because you cheered me up with your fun essay. So I'll let you off. Okay, so let's have a look. Lovely writing as usual, great vocabulary, just a few little things just to make it sound a bit more natural. So if I could, what we need to do is put permanently before here. If I could permanently change one thing about the world, I would change the discovery of money. Since people discovered it, mankind has become, because you're using since, has become greedy, and the almighty dollar has started moving the world forward. Or because started is in the, when it first started, maybe it would be better to say has been moving the world forward. If you say started, it's kind of like the wrong verb tense. And if you say has been, it might work better. Since people do it, my husband. Yeah. Maybe you could put just a new sentence and then it would be fine. So the almighty dollar started moving the world forward. Maybe. That's up to you. So people started craving for consumption, and we've been destroying everything around us. Everything around us ever since. You could put everything surrounding us, but not surrounded. I thought of changing the development of the primates, since we are guilty for having some problems, like global warming and so forth. Maybe creating, Anna, or so that it's obvious that we are like the cause, and that's why you want to change primates. Like global warming, but I would never change it, not this part, because we are so blessed for being intelligent, for thinking, for being able to write, read, and so on. Great. Let's have a new paragraph there. Speaking about writing, I love it. We don't usually say speaking about. We usually say talking of. Talking of writing, I love it. I love the fantasy that a pen and piece of paper allow us to build. Wonderful and magical worlds, places and creatures that just exist in our imagination, but they become true because of the power that writing has. Yeah. I am a die-hard fan of Harry Potter. Harry Potter with a double T. Very important. Full stop. I like it a lot, and since my dear and lovely teacher Amy allowed me to change two things, I would give us magical powers. Great choice. I want to be a witch like... This name is pronounced Hermione, Anna.
Thank you. Hermione.
It's a really, really rare name, even in English, and most kids who read the book think it's either Hermione or sometimes Hermione, but it's Hermione. Okay, and I want to fly on, because you can't really get in, you got to sit on it, on a flying broom. I want to Hogwarts, and I want to fly on a flying broom, and I want to Hogwarts. Imagine how great it would be having a world without money, without greed, and a green world where people would be able to do magic. Excuse me, it would be so awesome. I would be really studious like Hermione, and I would know all the magic tricks possible. Imagine a world where everyone was equal and able to do magic. Of course I would change more things. Sorry, dear Amy, I have to change more because it just came to my mind. Having the power to do magic could be dangerous in the wrong hands, so I make everyone good. I wish I could live in a green, magical, and beautiful world without hate, without wars, without danger. All animals in balance. All the animals in balance. All the people. Everyone, I think, is better here. We usually say everyone. Everybody, everyone, holding hands and having fun. I know I'm childish, but as I mentioned before, I am writing, and since this essay is mine, everything is possible, even my magical and perfect world. I want a Hogwarts, has to have a capital because it's a place, and it's got an S as part of the name. So it's Hogwarts, but without the dangers that are there, no Dementors, and no Voldemort. Just the nice things. And of course, the nature. Of course, nature, comma, well preserved. Full stop. No global warming, doesn't need a capital G. No wars, no bias, no prejudices, no discriminations, no preferences, no unfair rules, no misunderstandings, no assumptions, a world full of love, magic, forgiveness, authenticity. I have to use something from Please Class. A perfect world. Great. It is possible, at least in my essay. Well done, Anna. Awesome. So the odd thing, just remember, usually when we say all of something, we have to say all the dogs in the world, all the magic tricks, all the clouds in the sky. If we're talking about people, we don't say all the people, we say everybody. So that's pretty much the only thing, apart from some little things. Do you understand everything I've changed?
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for starting us off. We should probably have another paragraph somewhere in there, maybe here. Awesome. So you actually chose a couple of things, quite different, but very cool. Thank you so much, Anna. Let's see if Feriat or Rushar would like to go next.
I can go next. Oh,
Okay.
or Fariana will. I actually, yeah, I haven't checked the writing, so there must be a lot of mistakes. Yeah.
All right. So Rushar, have you sent it to me?
Yeah, I sent it through the message.
Brilliant. Just a second. All right. So thank you. I've got it. I'll just paste it into the document. Down here. And Feriat will come to you shortly. All right, so Rushar, could you please read yours for us?
Okay, so if I could permanently change one thing about the world, I would choose pollution. One of the reasons is that unlike many other problems the world is facing, such as violence, injustice, the pollution is something that is relevant to almost every single person on this planet. I think I write in this planet, on this planet. Pollution is destroying our Mother Earth and is endangering people's health. Pollution comes hand by hand with industrialization and economic development, which of course is important. However, people are nearsighted and also selfish if they consider economics without avoiding pollution. An economic development at the cost of polluting our environment is not sustainable. We should ask ourselves that what we would leave for our offspring. A second reason is that it is very feasible to cut down pollution with proper education and law enforcement. More education is needed for people to be more aware of the danger of pollution. Laws should be enacted. I think this is not the right word, to forbidden certain behaviors that could lead to pollution. People should face not only monetary punishment, but also other forms of punishment so that they won't take risks. I'm certain that the United Nations has been working hard on the problem of pollution for a long time, but why is pollution still going on? Why is pollution still going on? There are certainly things that I could think of that they could think of. I want to say that if I can think something, then the United Nations must already have thought about that.
Okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying. We'll come back to it, don't worry, carry on.
Yeah, such as education, law enforcement, a method of detecting pollution, but like crimes or like selling drugs, when there's an incentive, there's always people who will run the risk. That is why we can only strive to do our best to fight against pollution, to cut it down. Completely abolishing it is something I wish I could do if I have a magic power.
You need to speak to Anna, Rushar. She has magic powers. Great, that was really lovely. Some really complex, great sentences and some lovely vocab and a great topic that you've chosen. So let's have a look at it. If I could permanently change one thing about the world, I would choose pollution. Great. One of the reasons is that unlike many other problems the world is facing, such as violence, violence or injustice, because otherwise you need to have another thing in your list, or you just put it at the end.
Yeah. I know.
So violence or injustice. Pollution is something that pertains. Pertains is a verb in
Yeah,
itself to almost
Or
every
I
single
can,
person.
yeah.
Mhm.
Or I can say it's relevant, but if I use
Yeah,
pertain, it's a verb, so I can only say pertains to
yeah.
almost
Pertains
everything.
is actually very nice. I would stick with that one. To almost every single person on this planet. Pollution is destroying our Mother Earth. When we say that, it's sort of like a name, so we need to capitalize it. Mother Earth. Otherwise, you could put our mother, comma, the Earth, and then you don't need to capitalize. And is endangering people's health. Pollution comes hand in hand. Nice use,
Yeah,
but you got the
comes hand in hand.
preposition is hand in hand with industrialization and economic development, which of course are important because there's two things that you mentioned.
Yeah, I have to proofread.
That's
Yeah,
okay. However, comma.
Most people
Okay.
are nearsighted. I couldn't say people. All people are nearsighted.
True. Most people are nearsighted and also selfish if they consider economics without of if you say without avoiding, you've got a double negative. So it means the opposite to what you think it means, right? Without avoiding it is the same as
With
going
pollution,
to it.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say without pollution, or maybe something like without the impact of pollution, or without taking pollution into account, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I guess I probably don't need most because I'm defining people. So if people consider they just focus on economic development
You're right.
without, yeah.
Yeah. So because you're already defining the people in this part, you don't need to put most here.
Sorry. Mhm.
Good point. Okay. An economic development. Oh, we don't need to say and. We just say economic development in general as a concept.
Mhm.
At the cost of polluting our environment is not sustainable. Lovely sentence. We should ask ourselves. We don't need
What?
that.
Yeah, we don't need that.
We should ask ourselves what we would leave for our offspring. A second reason is that it is very feasible. For some reason, it seems strange to me to have very.
Yeah,
prior
feasible
to
is,
feasible. It's either feasible or not, really, isn't it?
Mhm.
So it's feasible to cut down pollution with proper education and law enforcement. More education is needed for people to be more aware of the danger of pollution. Laws should be enacted. Yeah, that's great. It's perfect to forbid certain behaviors that could lead to pollution. People should face not only, generally we wouldn't really say monetary punishment, we just say fines.
Yeah, I was just because I said the other forms of
Forms of
okay,
punishment.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it still works well. It's just that monetary punishment sounds a bit weird because it's obviously fines. So not only fines, and we know that fines is a form of punishment, but also other forms of punishment so that they won't take risks. Good point. I am certain that the UN has been working hard on the problem of pollution for a long time, but why is pollution still going on? There are certainly things that I could think of that they could think of. Yeah, so the way that you explained it to me when you were speaking is probably better. I think it might be better to put it the other way round. So there are, for example, there are several workable solutions, such as education, law enforcement, or a method of detecting pollution. And then you can say, and if I can think of them, something like, and if, because we've got quite a formal tone in this, maybe if I am able to think of such solutions, surely the UN has two.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. These are certainly things that I could think of that they could think of. It's just a bit confusing by its wording, that's all. It makes sense when you think about it carefully, but it's a bit, huh? So, but like crimes, when there is an incentive, I think really you should say crime here as a concept. Like crime, when there is an incentive, there are always people who will run the risk. Nice. That is why we can only strive to do our best to fight against pollution to cut it down. Completely abolishing it. Abolishing is only used for rules or laws. So you can't abolish pollution because it's just a naturally occurring thing, or not naturally occurring, but it's not a law. So you'd have to choose another word. So completely
wipe it out.
Yep, wipe it out is a great one. Completely wiping pollution out is something I wish I could do if I have magic power. I think it's better to say something I would do.
Yeah.
I had magical powers.
Yeah, magical powers. Yeah.
Because if you had magical powers, you wouldn't be wishing it, would you? You'd actually just do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was beautiful, Rusha.
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Really lovely
Thank you,
language.
Thank you.
Do you
I just
understand
didn't
everything I've changed?
Yeah, I just made so many mistakes. Thank you.
Don't worry about it, that's the purpose. Okay, now we seem to have lost our other student, and I can't remember her name actually. Wonder if she's written me a message. No?
Amy,
She may. Yeah?
I have some questions.
Okay.
May I? Okay. What does pertains
Good question.
mean? And also nearsighted and
Okay.
connected.
Well,
Rusha, could you explain what pertains means?
So pertain just means is relevant. So do you know what is relevant? So it will affect everyone's interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well explained. Thanks, Rusha. And what about nearsighted?
So you know people are nearsighted. They can only look at close things, but they cannot look at. They couldn't tell clearly if there's something is far away. So it just means they're not. They only focus on the present interest, not looking at long-term interest.
Thank you. And enacted.
Enact. Yeah. What does enact mean, Rusha?
Just to set up a law.
Yeah.
They write those things.
Exactly. It basically means, yeah, when something becomes a law, because it has to go through a very long process, and that's basically a verb that kind of covers it nicely. All right, wonderful. Now, we still have Fariat's writing here, so I don't know whether she's going to come back, but I'm going to correct it anyway. So let's have a look and see what she's written. We'll move her name down. If she's having a connection problem, she might come back. So we'll just do it as we go along. So nowadays, one more country in war. A lot of innocent people are dying. If I can change things about the world, one more country in war. Maybe another country, or I'm not quite sure what she means by that. Perhaps nowadays, more and more countries are at war. Let's try that. A lot of innocent people are dying, unfortunately true. If I could change a thing about the world. Comma. I want what little change government management lifestyle. I would change. We don't need little, I don't think, The government's management style. Each president of the country say I make for my people and all the world people. Life should easy than now. Each president of the country say I make for my people and all of the word people. What does she mean by that? Each president, maybe the president of each country. Say I make for my people and all of the, I think she means world. So each of the president of each country maybe works for their people and all the people of the world. Try that. Life should be easier than now. I want to write about technology, the environment, nature, and nature. My first focus is on people near me. I see them. I don't want to change anything about the world. I want to change something about people in the world. People is danger for themselves and all of the world. Maybe people are in danger to themselves and the world, or people are in danger themselves all around the world. I'm not sure about that one. I think I am very negative. Oh, poor Feriat. I wonder if she will come back, or at least if she keeps the link to this, she can see the corrections and hopefully understand what I'm talking about. Alright guys, I might write her a message and just send that to her after the class. Alright, it's almost time to go. Does anyone have any more questions about anything from today? No? You guys both fine? Alright, well, since you've worked so hard, I'm going to let you go a few minutes early. I hope you have a brilliant weekend. Study hard, but not too hard. Have a bit of time to relax as well, and maybe see you guys next week. See you later.
Thank you, Emmy. See you.
Bye.
Bye.